Greetings everyone. Today I'm going to take a look at the new strategic World War II game from Matrixgames, Warplan. It's designed by this one man, Alvaro Sousa. I think he's been involved with Strategic Command. That's a game I have not tried, but I think this is the the spiritual follow-up to 1995's Avalon Hill game Third Reich. At least I think that could be the closest comparison to this one. So this was released today, just a couple of hours ago. You can get it at Matrixgames website. It's about $40. So we have, as I said, this is a strategic level, Europe theater only, no Pacific War. It's only the Eastern Front and the Western Front, with bits of North Africa, and I guess you get some logistics to North America and such. So, as you can see, you can start at 6 different time spots, times. Basically, it's each year in World War II except 1945. You can choose bonuses for your own units and also the AI units. But I think historical. I must confess now, I am not good at playing these sorts of games. I have a keen interest in history, and so I'm a bit skeptical to these bonuses that just improves supplies and gives the computer basically cheating powers. But each to their own. As I said, I'm not a very proficient gamer. I'm just interested in history. But I appreciate that they have quite, you can say, many steps to, I mean, inept, if you want to have a slightly less challenging game, let's choose inept then. But let's go with historical this time. Oh, Ubermensch, I mean, 30%. I mean, I assume they get 30% more supplies than the player, and I think that's a bit unfair. Some people like unfair games, but not me. So, and you can choose to play as the Axis, and as I understand it, the Axis is not really formed. If you start at 39, the Axis is only basically Germany and Italy. But as the game progresses, you can get more nations joining the Axis. And I think the same goes with allies. You can influence nations to join either side. But for the sake of it, let's start looking at the Axis side and Europe 1939. And this is what you get. Basically, the first day of World War II, with Germany attacking Poland. So, also, there's a play by email, but I think you need to sign an account over at Matrixgames to be able to play multiplayer. But I think to play versus another human being, that must be much more rewarding than playing against the AI. But also, this is kind of like in the good old days. There's a hot seat choice, which means you can share the computer and play with a friend like that, which is how I played many old SSI games and on the old Amiga 500 back in the 80s. So that's nice to see. Well, let's just take a look at Europe 1939 and play as the Axis. And as a disclaimer, this is the first time I am starting this game. I have skimmed through the manual, but and I have watched some previews on YouTube, but this is the first time. So, what do we get? This is really quite a classic Gronard war game with hexes and NATO symbols. You can change these for more silhouettes kind of counters. So, this is the situation, or this is more like, I guess, basic game rules. As you can see, there are quite a lot of neutral states. And those states you can influence in either way, so that's something to think about. Perhaps, as Germany, being a Swede myself, perhaps influence Sweden to join the Axis. That would be interesting to see if that's possible. But let's not stay too long on this. So, basically this is what it looks like. I mean, I think this is classic World War II European theater map. Yeah, I think there's not much more to say about that. And up here you have all the buttons for map view options. This is your main panel, production panel. I mean, you have from division, divisions seem to be the smallest unit size, up to horse. And it's quite abstracted. I think this is a good thing, because for people who have played perhaps Paradox Games Hearts of Iron series, there's quite a big focus on tanks and planes and ships, and that can be really fun. I think that's really fun. But I think on a strategic level, it is not really that necessary, I think. I mean, there are other considerations to do at this level. And as you can see, there's even a little tutorial in-game guide. Let's see what this is. Okay, yeah. I mean, you don't really need to read the manual, I think. I think you can come quite a bit with just reading this game help. So, supply. This game seems to model supply everywhere. You get supply flowing through the networks of railroads and roads, and ports are really important supply nodes, as any self-respecting war game should have. And also you have industries in the cities. I think you can see down on the left corner, you see some information. You have 9 supply in Dresden, and you seem to have 10 of industrial goods or something like that. As I said, I have not studied the manual in detail, but you can see there are industrial goods to fight over and to claim for yourself. There is some diplomacy, but I would say the focus is not on diplomacy in this game. It's more strategic operational game, moving armies around and taking cities and yeah. So, let's look at the situation. This is the starting point. The German armies are positioned everywhere in 1939. And the focus early in the game is to make swift occupation of Poland if you want to play historically. I think this kind of game suits best to try to follow history as much as you can. But I mean, you can try some new methods, but I don't know if you play with historical supply and the historical units, it can get tough to reach other goals than historical. Yeah, that's good. So, and I must say I like the look of the map. This is a classic board game-like map with hexes. It is not. I compared before with the Hearts of Iron, which is more like area-based movement. but I must say I like the classical hex style board game. Here you can see Paris is very important. Yeah, it is a huge supply industrial center. And the Low Countries, Belgium, Netherlands, need to be dealt with quickly also after Poland. I am also glad to see that the naval game seems to be not neglected. You get to build if you go to productions. You get to build submarine groups. You get to build destroyers and cruisers. I like that they have made patrol groups, so you don't have to build cruisers and destroyers. It gets a bit tedious to have exactly every kind of ship out. You can build cruisers. Here you can see Graf Spee is the archetype of cruiser. I mean, you can. That's the class of ship you're building this time. You can also choose. This is the technology tree, to say. I think it's quite clever. It's because, I mean, this is not a science fiction game, so we are choosing between 1939 technology and basically 1940 technology. So I think that is quite. I think it's good, so you don't get King Tigers in 1941 or something like that. And you can also choose between a little bit of their role, convoy escort and just warships. Regarding cruisers, you can build battleships. They are very expensive. I don't think you even can afford to start. You have too few shipyards to start building battleships this early, but you already have some builds since the 20s and 30s. Can even start thinking about building carriers, which is somewhat a what-if scenario for Germany. They had planned these Graf Zeppelin and I guess this Peter Strasser carrier in real life. There were drawings, blueprints, but nothing came out. So, very interesting. I mean, look at the price of production, 800. This is huge deal to build a carrier for Germany. We can look at Air Force. They were focusing quite much on the Luftwaffe. So you can see air superiority groups. Those are basically fighters more or less. Looks like you're building corps of fighters. And same here, you can choose late 30s technology and early 40s technology. And the only difference is you can see some its cost is a bit cheaper, and basically the defense is what's different about the technology. But I think I won't purchase anything not Air Force is right now. Here we have the logistics production. As you can see, logistics is quite a big part of this game. You need to keep track of. It's quite automated, but you need to refill the stock of transport ships, landing ships, oilers, trucks. I mean, a huge truck pool. If you're going to start Operation Barbarossa, you need trucks, loads of trucks to transport supplies to the eastern front. And I think I like this style of basic logistics and industrial building. I like it. The infantry division, the normal army unit build. Yeah, corps, small and large cavalry corps, which is historical. I mean, the Wehrmacht and German army was not that motorized. You always see armored vehicles and tanks and stuff, but they were quite old-fashioned with horses using the logistics. But that is not really a part of support groups. But there were a lot of horse-drawn. Fine. So I won't make this a very long video. It's just a first look at this new game. So let's try and see what happens if we start case blue. We have units already positioned in what is Poland today, and near the Baltic border. We clicked on the armored Panzer IV. You can see the name of it. I guess these are the historical correct names. They certainly seem like it's the 19th Panzer IV. I have not studied what exactly these numbers are supposed to. I mean, they are quite abstract. The most important numbers, I think, are this strength and effectiveness. As soon as you use operation points, as you can see, operation points are needed to move and to fight. And these are the operation points needed so far. And you can see an armored this Panzer Corps can move quite far during one turn. I think the turns are about 2 weeks. I'm not sure, but I think it's like that. This is how far you can move and still be able to fight. If you move final bit, use all your points, you can move there, but you cannot fight or defend yourself. So you need to take that into account. And also air units. No, that's not. Here we have third jack. As you can see, they are quite mobile, but I mean they are based at an air base, so you shouldn't move them around that much. What's important to notice is that this is their operational reach, where these orange pixels are. You can do an airstrike. You're going to attack ground troops, and you can choose what kind of strike you do. If you want to bomb strategic, bomb airfields, bomb armies, or make an attack at sea. So I think we will start by softening the Polish troops with some airstrikes, as one does. Let's see. Let's focus on bomb armies. So let's there. As you saw, the battle reports. You can set the time for how long you see the battle report. I have set it to 2 seconds. It's quite fast still, but when you're making lots of airstrikes, I think you'll be quite happy to see that they don't linger too long. But as you can see, those were fighters. I mean, they are probably like Messerschmitt 109s. That they can strafe and attack ground troops. But here we have First Fleet Corps, which seems to be they have Stuka speed. And here you can see Tactical Bomber Corps. I guess they are equipped with Junkers 88, Heinkel 111, such. So the Stukas will be, I think, the most important ground strike this early in the game, at least against mobile troops. So let's try, perhaps, see what they can do with this. I don't know if you saw that, but it seems that I lost 2 the whatever unit they are choosing to show that in. But I also caused 1 loss for the army. So that was perhaps not the best Stuka attack, but well. Let's see what this unit can do. The 7-4. Let's make them soft. Perhaps. There we have it. Bigger core. The 50 bigger core. Well, we really see any other unit around here, so let's strike. Same here, two lost on my side and one lost on their side. I guess that, well, they have some AAA perhaps, some anti-aircraft armor. The Luftwaffe units can, if you see that the dot, that means how many opportunities they have to attack during a turn. So I have one attack more in them, so let's try and strike again. But, a bit softening up of the enemy groups, but nothing. We can also send out some messages. See what they can do. Then we also, of course, have this tactical bombers. So let's try them instead. Yeah, that was more efficient. Okay, do we have any more? Let's use second fleet core also. Perhaps. I wonder if. Let's try this one. Great. Also, as usual, you should think about if you're attacking over the river, you will get penalties. So try to not engage troops crossing the river. Try to go around somehow. But let's try this one now, and we have the 15th division. See if they can exploit this opportunity. So, oh, okay, that's right click. It's a bit different. I do not like these odds. 1-to-1. Basically, they are equal in strength. So I will have to get some help from the Panzer Division. Let's move them across here. Now this is much better. 6-to-1 in favor for my attack, I think. And they retreated at once. Now we have an opening dancing, so let's see if we can use that opportunity. Let's move this army core, and let's move up. Yeah, this one too. And as you can see, there's a fog of war. We don't really know what this unit is. I guess you could send out aircraft to... you cannot do decommission. I have to do that. So, here we have more information. Here we have the Polish Molding Army, which is half strength. That is something we could use. So this one, oh, strength low. This is a really good start. Let's go for it. They retreated instantly. And let's attack this one. They were a bit more dug in. Would not move. but you're coming from the west. Also, let's look at our submarines. We should send out some wolf packs to harass these supply lines, these convoy crews. So let's perhaps send one out in the North Sea. And the positioning convoy bay. I think I will save the cruisers. You could send out the cruisers to harass shipping, but I think submarines are the better unit to do that with. Yeah. And here we have famous names. Scharnhorst battlecruiser and the Admiral Hipper. And so you can say the heavy ships, the big ones, cruisers and battleships, are named after their historical counterparts. But let's see, how are we doing in Poland? I would like to tighten the grip a bit. We don't have very much to move with these units. But I think, here we have, we can try to soften up some more units. This one I don't like, it was stubborn, so let's strike that one. And down here I think we can exploit these gaps in the line. So let's close in on the foes. And they were disintegrated at once. Because I had 91 points. This, however, I mean, these are dug in the woods, so you see the defender gets a bonus. So I would not like to attack this unit this turn. And these are out of points. So I guess these will perhaps strike back this time. But they are outnumbered, so it's just a matter of time. Half strength, this cavalry division. So, yeah, 5-1 odds, and if 8-1 odds with the armor division, they retreat. We have the road open to Warsaw, basically. So let's see if we can exploit this opportunity. I don't think yeah, let's go for the Panzer Division. These are a bit too far ahead of the rest of the army, but that's the armored spearhead for you. Also, let's close in from the north. Quite well dug in. So let's soften them up a bit. HQ units, so remember to move them along with your armies. But I think this one doesn't need to move really. Yeah. Here we can also close in on the southern border. Yeah, I guess you get the point of what kind of game this is. We can look at production. Let's build some. Let's build perhaps a submarine group. Submarines will be very important to disrupt enemy convoys. So let's try and purchase a submarine. So, how is it going in Poland? I don't think I can do it very much. Let's move up Yeah, this is a stubborn one. I think I'll save that for later. So, and here we have, I was talking about technology levels. This is where you research the technology level. It's quite a limited technology tree, but you can choose what to focus on. So let's try and get some. You can see this is a mix of troops, units, like anti-tank units, armor units, but also breakthrough, which seems to be more like tactics and the things down. Doctrine almost. Let's try to get better. These are already being researched, so I think I will leave this for now. Yeah. Here you can see the logs of the battles. It's quite good. You get to see where it happened and what happened. So this is, I like the user interface, I must say. It's a clean looking map, clean looking UI. So very well done. Well, let's just try and advance the turn. Today is September 1st, 1939. I think we'll get to the middle of September or something. Enter. Yes, I am sure. You also get to see these representations of the strategic movements, which is quite nice. It looks like the history maps you've seen. France. France are not sitting idly looking at what's happening. They are attacking. Well, but they are French. Sorry to all French people. So, what happened over here? There was a movement. It seems that the Polish have decided to strengthen their southern border, and well, if you go there, I perhaps can sneak in here. How about that armored unit that we sent in? As you can see, we have lots of movement options. Here is that breakthrough we had earlier. We can actually really almost like crush this unit. 91 odds. So let's try. Boom. They are pushed back. Well, that one was quite lodged in. I perhaps should have remembered to utilize my Stuka bombs. I would like to soften this up also. Let's bomb them with tactical bomb. Destroyed 2 points, so they should be ready to roll over by now. Well, they still are quite have a good defense, and also well, they had the river in their back, so they could retreat, so I guess an okay result. Let's see what these can do. Like these odds, 2 to 1, it's not really what I want, but 3 to 1 seems better, so let's push north. Since you can use the rear guard as reserves, switch places, let's try this. Let's try this one, Krakow. Yeah, let's try to really take Krakow. They are stubborn. try to cut off these armies, these divisions, by taking the front all the way to the river Bug. I don't think these are going to get supplies now. So, these are high defense, so let's salt them up. Well, I guess this is how the game plays, and this was my first time looking at this game by myself, and I hope you will get intrigued if you like World War II history. I think you would like this game, especially if you like the strategic level as opposed to more tactical games. I think these kinds of games are a bit rare today, but it's good to see them come back. They were quite popular back in the day, like, as I mentioned, Third Reich, Avalon Hill, titles like that. So thank you for being with me and looking at Warplan today. I do not know if I'm going to do any more episodes of this. This was more like a first look at this game, and I must say I think I would recommend it. Yeah, I'd recommend it. Thank you, and goodbye.